I've been deep in the writing cave lately, working on my next book, and I'll be honest, it sent me straight into memory lane. But instead of just reliving old stories, I started to notice something. Every single chapter had a moment where I could have trusted myself or not, where I made a decision and I could regret it or see the benefit. Looking back, I can see the places I hesitated and places that I decided more firmly. And it made me realize how often we tell the story of our life from the gap instead of the gain. So let's talk about that, how it impacts our business and what we're working on. Goals next. Welcome to the Self Trust Solution, the podcast for entrepreneurs, leaders, and high achievers who are done second guessing and ready to execute with clarity. I'm your host, Dawn Lede, the Self Trust Coach, and each week I'll help you build the one strategy that makes all others work: self-trust. This is where bold goals meet grounded action. Let's dive in. Welcome back. Today we're doing something that might surprise you, or using the past, your past, to fuel your next level of clarity and confidence and execution. This isn't about reliving old mistakes or sitting in regret. It's about powerfully partnering with the decisions you've already made and realizing how much they reveal about your growth, your capacity, and what you're ready for next. Because lately, while working on my next book, I've been doing a lot of reflection, revisiting stories and seasons I haven't thought about in years. And what I've discovered in that process, it's something that every entrepreneur and leader can apply immediately, especially if you're feeling stuck, behind, or unsure what your next best move should be. Let's get into it. So here I was writing, brainstorming, editing, walking through old stories from past versions of me. Business launches, pivots, risks taken, risks not taken, seasons of momentum, and seasons where everything felt hard. And as I was pulling these moments together for the book, I noticed something. My brain offering me critiques before it offered me credit. Have you ever had that experience? You think back on a goal you had or a decision you made, and you instantly go to, why didn't I move sooner? I should have known better. I wish I had done it differently. But when I slowed down, when I dropped into curiosity instead of critique, I saw something else. I saw growth. I saw bravery. I saw resilience. And I saw decisions made with the very best information I had access to in that moment. And suddenly the story changed. There's a powerful concept from Dan Sullivan's book, The Gap in the Game, and I want to acknowledge it here. He explains that we often measure our progress against an ideal version of where we think we should be. That's the gap. But when we measure against where we started to where we are, that's the gain. And that shift in measurement changes everything. Instead of seeing yourself as behind, you start seeing yourself as becoming. Instead of wondering if you have what it takes, you see all the ways you've already demonstrated that you absolutely do. You begin to realize you're not the same person who made that decision 6 months ago or 6 years ago. You're someone who's grown through it. Let's bring this down to the ground. Here are a few examples I see all the time when coaching clients through this. Launching a program that didn't sell well. The gap mindset is I failed. The gain lens is I learned what messaging didn't land. I created assets I can refine. I did the hardest part, putting it out there. Hiring a team member who wasn't the right fit. If we look at that through a gap lens, we can say I wasted money. But when we look at the gain, I got clear on what I need, what leadership style works for me, and how to hire from alignment next time. When it comes to taking a break or sabbatical, a gap mindset may say, I lost momentum. Gain, I honored my capacity, built trust with myself, and now I know how to scale without burnout. Delaying a big decision. The gap would be I should have moved faster. The gain would be that delay showed me what matters most and gave me time to build readiness. Not hitting the original goal. The gap would be it didn't work. The gain, it evolved, and now it's even more aligned, and now I have more data to get there. You see, it's not just a mindset, it's strategy, because how you interpret your past influences every decision you make next. And when we're making those decisions from lack, from disbelief in ourselves, when we're focused on only seeing the part from a lens of failure instead of growth and learning, both can be true. It influences what you're willing to do next, how much belief you have in being able to accomplish it. So now let's go deeper. When you give past decisions credit instead of criticism, what you're actually doing is revealing what you already have in your toolbox. So you see the strategic risk you took. You remember the capacity you built by walking through the hard part. You reclaim the knowledge you now have because you earned it along the way. You acknowledge the emotional endurance you showed. You uncover the discomfort you allowed instead of running from. You witness your stretch, your creativity, your discipline. That's fluff. That's evidence. And evidence builds belief. And here's the beautiful part. Once you trust yourself to handle what's behind you, you can trust yourself with what's in front of you. You don't need external motivation. You don't need to prove anything. You just need to reconnect with what's already true. You have and know how to take strategic risk. You know how to increase your capacity. You know how to learn new things, even the long way and the hard way, which means you can shorten the distance. You know how to endure and build resilience. You know how to experience discomfort and that it's not the end. You know that you know how to stretch, you know how to use your creativity, and you do know how to be disciplined. So we just need to reconnect to that. That is what fuels you. That is the gate. And when we reduce our experiences down to that it either failed or it succeeded, we miss out on all that gain. So here's what I want you to do this week. Take 10 quiet minutes, just you, a notebook, maybe a little music if that's helpful for you, and answer this question. What decision did I make in the past 6 to 12 months that reveals something powerful about me? Then ask, what would I do today if I trusted that part of me completely? Let that be your strategy. Let that be your confidence. Let that be your launch pad. And if you want help getting even clearer on making firm decisions and moving forward with those, grab my free Decide and Do guide. It walks you through this process step by step and helps you stop spinning and start executing from firmer decisions, because firmer decisions lead to firmer follow through, lead to firmer results. It's linked in the show notes, and you can always find it at theselftrustcoach.com as well. Friend, you've already done hard things. You've already made bold moves. You've already survived pivots, disappointments, and delays. You are not behind. You are becoming. And your past is not the proof of what you missed or even what you're capable of, but it is the fuel for what you're ready to create next. I'll see you next week. And until then, keep going. You're building something powerful, and you don't have to do it alone. Inside every goal is a decision. an action, an evaluation, and an adjustment. Keep building your rhythm with the Self-Trust Solution. Subscribe, leave a review, and explore how we can work together at theselftrustcoach.com. I'll see you in the next episode.